Hello everyone, today we're going to be checking out some Hollow Knight Silksong reviews. I just finished my first playthrough of Silksong on stream recently, we got the true ending, so I thought it would be fun to check out some Steam reviews, so let's get into it. Enjoy! It gets better, but I had the worst first impression with this game. I played before the patches too. Yeah. Patience is one hell of a virtue. Oh, you bet it is, yep. If you have a happy wife, you should get this game to balance things. Courier mid-quest. I hated it just as much. Just as much. This game is full of bugs, and they're kicking my... Good one. Yep, it's really good. It is really good, yes. Great. 7 years in development clearly went into making sure that the boss in the Chamber of the Beast was the most frustrating ever designed. Skong. The Dark Souls 2 of Hollow Knight. Could not be more correct. Frigid outskirts, everyone.
Shaw!
This game doesn't understand what made Hollow Knight fun. In a way, I do agree with this. In a way, but not fully. Because again, I think the platforming, they absolutely nailed. And then the enemy fighting, they missed a few things. Rarely a sequel is better than the original, but Silksong done it. Agree to disagree, I guess. Masterpiece? Not quite, but still good. This is just... Faridula Zimanet. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's good job. I hate the deep dock so much, I swear to God. Oh, so do I. You even have the bell that makes stuff deal only 1 damage, and it's still so painful. I despise that area. Really good game that took me 45 hours at 88% completion to get the true ending. The final boss itself was pretty lame in my opinion. The fight was annoying and tedious. Really? I loved it. But what saved it was the true ending cinematic. Oh yeah. Made the whole fight worth it. Oh yeah, the ending cinematic is just perfect. Just absolutely perfect. It's like Hollow Knight, but more. The visuals are great, the music is great, Hornet's moveset is really fun and controls well, after you get all the movement upgrades. And when the combat finally clicks for you, it's fantastic. True. Actually true. My only complaint is we can pet the Bell Beast. Team Cherry, what are you doing? A great game and a tight slap to all these AAA studios that keep recycling the same old formula every year. Showing zero innovation, yet shamelessly slapping $80 price tag on it. Mario Kart. Anyway. Alright, negative review. Savage Beast Fly. Absolutely true. So fucking... so bullshit. It's so bullshit. All of them. There's like at least two fights of Savage Beast Fly. They are both bullshit. I hate them. The game took 7 years to make because they had to do a run back every time they tried to test something. True. The Team Cherry running back their own bosses. God damn it! Why do I have to run back this boss so many times? Do not remove the run back. Imagine. Where the original Hollow Knight felt like it was made with love, Silksong feels like it was made with hate. In a way, it kind of feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like the game is just trying to kill you instead of it being a challenge for you to overcome, right? Wow, that's interesting. I mean, I don't think Team Cherry, well, maybe they do. I don't think they like hate their community and they just want them to suffer in the game. It definitely feels like it when you're playing it, especially before all the patches. But like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's quite a fire line, not gonna lie. Okay, guys, I think we need 3 more years of this game development since Biowater is still not annoying enough. Yeah, Biowater. To be fair, I didn't find Biowater that bad, but that's probably because I did it very late in the game, so I already had like insane damage, all the movement abilities, very cool tools, very nice silk skills, so maybe that's why. But yeah, a lot of people complain about Biowater. I get it. I myself didn't have that much trouble with it, but funny line though. This game is hard. I like that. I enjoy when a game challenges my skill. The problem is I often feel like this game challenges my patience more than my ability. That is an extremely good way to put it. There are a lot of bright spots in this game, but getting to them feels like a chore. Yeah, because it's mostly the late game, I would say. No, that is a very good way to put it. The game definitely, yeah, it feels like that. I can't even comment on this. It's just perfect. It's a very good way to put it. It challenges your patience more than your ability at times. Yeah, it's insane. Absolute cinema. Yes. This game has improved in Hollow Knight in every way. Disagree. Especially the flying enemies and the other game progression, I think is fairly strange at times. Mostly that. The implementation of double damage so early on, apart from the enemies that can be prevented, where double damage can be prevented with the lava bell, you know, the one that makes you take 1 damage from lava or fire attacks instead of 2. But other than that, I think the progression in the game is a little strange. A lot of that has been addressed. Moorwing has been nerfed. I think Sister Splinter is way slower now as well. So there's been some addressing of that issue to me. I still played it in the painful time, so I still have a pretty bad impression of the early game. But I recently started a new playthrough just to go through the early game and see the changes they implemented. It's way better. I would say it's way more balanced. I'm glad they addressed that. I've heard a lot of people drop the game because it was too hard, which is definitely not something you want. I mean, Hollow Knight was a hard game. Silksong can also very well be a hard game and still be fair to new players that are not used to the genre of game. They're not used to the combat. They're not used to the abilities, the movement, the art style. Like, they're not used to these type of things. The amount of content you get for $20 is unreal. True. $20 is a very based move from base cherry, exactly. And I think it's a very good pricing model because a lot of people got the game and tried it. It's just a shame it was absolutely ridiculously hard at the start for a lot of people. I cannot recommend this game enough. If you have never played a Metroidvania Souls-like, this is the one to play. 10 out of 10, absolute sure. Here I still disagree because, and this is not a contradiction to what I said earlier, I do think we should recommend people to play Hollow Knight first before Silksong, but that shouldn't be a requirement. I do think it would be a better experience to play Hollow Knight first and then Silksong. But if someone wants to just play Silksong, sure. If I would recommend it, I guess now after the nerfs I could, or after the patches. If you're reading reviews, it means you're on the fence, or recording a video, but I get it. If you're on the fence, it means you didn't play Hollow Knight. Untrue. Untrue. I could definitely see people just being careful about spending their money and just checking if people like the game or not. I would strongly suggest you progress into Act 3 since that act is by far the most impressive to me, and stopping after Act 2 would be a shame. I think it's anywhere between the middle of Act 2. I think somewhere around there is where the game starts being really fun. Before that, it's painful, and after that, it's just so good. Like, every single boss fight, I think from half of Act 2 onward, is just so good. The problem I have with Silksong 2 is that a lot of these boss fights spawn a lot of minions. I would rather have a more interesting moveset for the boss itself than just having a ton of minions. There are so many boss fights in this game that just spawn minions. Just don't spawn the minions, just make the boss more interesting. But again, because even if you kept the moveset of the boss, but just made some attacks a little faster or more frequent, you could make the boss more entertaining than just spawning random minions and making the boss really slow. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. I don't understand why developers sometimes add boss runbacks. Some boss runbacks could be like very cinematic or something, and that's understandable. But since when? Okay, when was the last time anyone watching this video fought a boss in the game and thought, wow, you know what really added to the experience of this boss fight? The runback. Elden Ring addressed this incredibly well. Elden Ring adds a little statue that if you die, you can spawn at that statue, but it's not a checkpoint. It's just that if you die, you can spawn there, if you want to, and it's just at the entrance of the boss fight. It's not a checkpoint, it's not a site of grace, bonfire, whatever. It's not a bench, the equivalent of Silksong. It's just a little, if you die, you can spawn here just to try a boss faster again. That's it. Just play the first Hollow Knight. I can't believe that many years of development can go into something so obviously dysfunctional from a design perspective. Damn. Okay, all right. We're starting good with this one. Okay, well, what is so dysfunctional? Let's see. Some bosses are great, some are just absolutely unfun and fundamentally terribly designed. I actually agree with this. I think the Beast Fight boss fight is horrible. I think oh, what's that one? You know that one where you get the third Silk Core or Silk Heart? The Surgeon boss? I despise that boss so much. There are a few bosses in this game that I just fundamentally despise the design of. That is fair enough. I'm saying this as someone who absolutely adores Hollow Knight and has fully completed that game. Same. Silksong doesn't come even close to the experience Hollow Knight gives you. I think... Well, again, Silksong is not a finished game. So we'll see how Silksong becomes over the years. Hollow Knight also had years of iteration upon itself, right? To become more than it already was. I definitely see how you could prefer Hollow Knight. I totally understand, yeah. As a From Software lover, same. Who has 100% lots of extremely difficult games, same. Silksong's grind and difficulty level are just not fun, and beating a tough boss after many attempts does not feel rewarding at all. For some of them, I agree. Some bosses are absolutely awesome and it feels great to beat them. Some bosses are just... Oof. It's like something fundamental is missing here. The feeling of accomplishment after completing a tough challenge is just absent. Again, I feel like that is true for some bosses, because some of them are just completely unfun. I don't know if anyone here watching the video has ever played Nine Souls, but Nine Souls did not have contact damage whatsoever. You only get hit by the enemy's attacks. And that game feels incredibly satisfying. To me, that is the best combat system of any 2D game I've ever played. And I don't understand why we need to have double contact damage on stationary enemies at times, or nearly stationary enemies that look fluffy and shiny on this game. I mean, Hornet grabs metal walls all the time. What does a metal bell deal double damage? Just because it's on top of a slow-moving fly. Like, it doesn't make any sense at times. At times it's not even the balance. It's just the logic of it. It just doesn't even make sense. I wish this game was just as difficult as Hollow Knight. I think Hollow Knight was the perfect level of difficulty, where it starts slow, it starts easy, it gets weird, it gets hard, and then it's really hard, and then only the optional really hard stuff is only for the people that feel like doing it. It's completely optional. You really don't need to do it. I feel like this game starts hard, and it becomes harder, and then it becomes fun. I feel like that's more the progression of Silksong. That simplifies my entire opinion on the progression of this game. Platforming sections seem to draw inspiration from Path of Pain. Totally disagree. I actually love every single platforming section in this game. All of them. I love every single platforming specific section in this game. All of them. It is by far the best demonstration of how a fun moveset can be used in fun ways for platforming. Hornet's moveset is insanely cool for every platforming section at any point in the game. I really love them. They're really good. By far, to me, that was the best part of this game, was whenever you needed to do platforming, because using your movement abilities in creative ways to get through these obstacles is really satisfying. I actually really love it. Feels as though Team Cherry has been testing their sections with the same group of playtesters for the past years, because everything is designed as though the player had put 100+ hours into the first game. I had this impression too, and it seems like a lot of people have this impression. I think we have no idea, as far as I'm aware, we have no idea if this is true, but it's crazy how just so many people arrive at this conclusion, that the game was tested by the same people who just got super good at it, and now the game was balanced towards them. I don't know how it is possible that the game is conveying this to us. We have no idea, at least as far as I know, again, if this is true, but it really feels like it. It's crazy. Story/plot, 7.5 out of 10. Sure. I don't think this story is as captivating as the original Hollow Knight, if I'm being honest. I know it. It's cool, but I don't think it's just as captivating. Act 1, 5 out of 10. I could agree with that. Act 2, 7 out of 10. I also agree with that, yeah. Act 3, 9 out of 10. I would go as far as say Act 10 out of 10. I think Act 3 is fantastic. Like, if any part of this game is a masterpiece or makes it a masterpiece, it is Act 3, by far. I absolutely loved Act 3. Act 2, give it a 7.5 maybe. Act 1, I agree with the 5, maybe a 4 even at times. It's the economy is definitely destroyed in Silksong. Sometimes it's fine, especially later in the game. You have too many rosaries, nothing to spend them on, but early on it's painful. Especially having to pay for all the benches and everything, it's messed up. I'm becoming shiny. Holy Jesus. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the reviews or the video in the comments. And I'll see you all next time. I'm streaming every day, so maybe I'll catch you live. And yeah, bye-bye.